The topic B, review, trying it again because there were some problems the last time. So we've got 8.5 pints of ice cream for a party. Each guest will be served exactly 2/5 a pint of ice cream. What is the greatest number of guests they can serve? So this would be a multiple choice question on the quiz. I got rid of the choices so that we can focus on the actual work. So we've got fifths and halves together. They're not compatible separately, so we got to make them into something that's compatible. 2 and 5 both go into 10, so we want tenths. 8 and 1/2, so we do 8 times 2 plus 1. Well, that's 16 plus 1 is 17. So we've got 17 halves. Well, to get to 10, we times 5 times 5. And this is a pain in the butt because that's 85 over 10. And so 2/5, well, that's times 2 times 2. And so that's 4/5. That means we need 85 boxes. Now, I'm not going to sit here and draw one long line of 85 boxes. What instead I'm going to do excuse me, got something in my throat today, is I'm going to make a grid. Now, it's not something we normally do, especially when we talk about tape diagrams, but it's something that is a lot more effective for when you have to make this many boxes. So we know 5 times 17 is 85, so I'm going to make 17 going down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and then 5 this way. 2, 3, and there we go. And so now I've got my 85 boxes. Now, this is the number of in the group. So that's my group size. So I'm going to start coloring. So I color in groups of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's what I'm going to do for the next minute. So I'm going to hit pause so you don't watch me color for the next few minutes. Alright, so coloring is done. And so what we have left is this one little square. And so I've got 1 group, 2 groups, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 whole groups. So that means I can serve 21 people. Now, I don't care about this fraction because you can't serve a fraction of a person. Okay, it doesn't matter how tall or short they are. There's no such thing as a fraction of a person. So my answer's 21. Now, for the second question. Now, again, this will be a multiple choice question on the actual quiz. However, I got rid of the multiple choice answers so that we could focus on the question itself. So we look at the number line here, and it tells us here's 1, here's 2, here's 3, 4 is all the way down here. And we look at this and go, hey, there's 1, 2, 3 spaces here. So what is it counting by to get to 1? Well, since it goes 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces, excuse me, man, then we're probably we're not obviously not counting by thirds, because that would be 1/3, 2/3, 3/3, and so 1 whole would be at this line here. We're obviously not counting by halves, because that would be 1/2, 2 halves, and 1 whole would be there. And if we were counting by fifths, 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, and 5/5 would be there. So we got to be counting by fourths. So 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 1 1/4, 1 2/4, 1 3/4, 2, 2 1/4, 2 2/4, 2 3/4, 3, and so on. Well, since this is where the shading stops right here, that means we've got 2 3/4. Now, we can see here, whoops, get back here. We can see, sorry, having a little trouble, that we are breaking it into groups of 3/4. And 3/4, and 3/4. So that means we're dividing it into 3/4. Because that's our group size, 3/4. And so then our answer, what it equals is how many groups we have. Well, we've got 1, 2, 3 groups, so it's 3 and, well, we have 2 shaded out of 3, so 2/3. Now, some of the answer choices, so this will be an answer choice, but another answer choice, these will be the wrong answer choices. One answer choice might say 3/4 divided by 2 3/4 is 3 2/3. Well, that's backwards, so it's wrong. One answer choice might say 3 2/3 divided by 3/4 is 2 3/4. Well, this is the answer, so that's wrong. And it might have the right starting numbers, 2 3/4 divided by 3/4, but then the wrong answer. 3 and, let's say, instead of 2/3, 1/2. Okay, because for whatever reason. So you got to pay attention and look at what we actually have. This one good, anything else bad. All right. Now 3 has an A, B, C, D, E. Okay. So we've got 1/3 cup of brown sugar for one batch. And it wants to know how many batches can you make with each of the following. Excuse me. So, the first one's fairly simple. 1 cup. So, since it's 1 cup, we just make 1 bar and split it into thirds. And so when we do our shading, well, it's a group of 1 each time. And And so that's one group, one group, one group, and so 3 batches. Now the second one gets a little more complicated. 4 times 1/9, so that's 1/9, 1/9, 1/9, and 1/9. And so it's 1/3. Well, 1/3 as ninths. So we do times 3 times 3, and we get 3/9. So we want groups of 3. So that's a group of 3. However, we don't have a full other group. We only have 1 out of 3. So our answer is 1 1/3. Now, here we have half and 1/3. So for half and 1/3, well, two times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5, so that's 5 halves. And we've got 1/3. Well, to get those compatible, we have to change them to sixths. So times 3 times 3, that's 15 sixths, times 2 times 2, that's 2 sixths. So that means I need 15 1/6. So I need 15 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And I'm going to do groups of 2. So 1, another group, another, and another. And now, just to clarify, so that this doesn't get mistaken, I'm actually going to shade in these ones as well with a different color so they stand out. And now I'll mark it off. So that's 1, 1, 1. And so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 whole groups. And since I need groups of 2, I need another imaginary box here. And so I have 1 out of 2. So it's 7.5 batches. And now here for this part D, 5/12 is 5 times 1/12. So that's 5 boxes that represent 1/12. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And for thirds, to make those 12ths, it's times 4. And so that's 4/12. So groups of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so there's one group. But again, I have this left over. and I need a group of 4. So I have 1 out of 4. So 1 and 1/4. Because I've got this 1 here, but I don't have the other 3 I need. So I've got 1 out of the 4. And so 1 and 1/4. And now for the last part. Kenny says you can only make 10 batches with 3 4/9 cups of brown sugar. Katie says he's wrong. How many batches could Kenny make with 3 4/9 cups of brown sugar? So, we've got 3 4/9. Well, let's do a little math. Well, that's what we've been doing. But 3 4/9, so 9 times 3 is 27, plus 4 is 31/9. So that means I need 31 boxes. So I'm going to say a big grid. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That makes 30. And there's my 31. Well, since I've got 1/3, well, times 3 times 3, that's 3/9. And so I'm going to fill them in at 3 groups of 3. So again, I'm going to pause for a moment while I do the coloring so you don't have to sit there and watch me color. Alright, so I got my coloring done. And so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 batches. Well, that's what Kenny said. But I still got this box here left over. And so, to make it a full batch, I would need 2 more boxes. So I can make 10 and 1 out of 3, so 10 and 1/3 boxes. So how many batches could Kenny make? 10 and 1/3 batches. So explain the mistake Kenny made. Well, Kenny didn't count the fraction. Or you could say he didn't count the partial batch. Or he only counted full batches. Any one of those is fine. So that's the number of batches and 3 different ways to say the explanation. All right, good luck on your quiz.